Right guys, welcome back again to the second part of the video where we're going to be doing the range test for the Zeekr 007. So basically, as you can see here, just charge the car. The battery state of charge is at 95%. The range, the CLTC range, is showing 654. So this is one fully charged. It can go up to 688 kilometers of range CLTC, but we are now at 95. So we are ready to start our range test. So basically, as you can see here, the trip meter here is reset to 0. Time and kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer, and we will do the usual range test. So basically we're gonna go through a different set of highways. So the distance is gonna be around 180 kilometers of total distance, and we'll be coming back to the same starting point, and we will see what kind of efficiency we're getting from this 007. All right, so the AC is on 20. I set the temperature to 23. Actually, the temperature outside is fine. It's around 25 degrees Celsius. And driving mode, in terms of driving mode, I put the car on this is standard, and this is comfort, so just put it on standard. Everything else is this is regen. I put it to the minimum, so I can cancel regen actually definitely here on this car, which is good, but you want to have some regen, so I will leave it on the minimum. Everything else is set to the driving profile. All right, so let's get started. All right, as we start our range test here, just let me remind you of the spec of the battery on this car. So it's a 75 kilowatt hour battery, and this car being the rear wheel drive version, so it should be lighter in terms of weight, and should achieve a good numbers in terms of power consumption. So let's put that into test as we getting into the joining the highway right here, and start our range test. 66 kilometers, 67 kilometers into our range test, and the efficiency is at 14.7 right now. Speed limit's been around 100 all since I started the test. We will have some sections of the highway at 120, so we'll see how the efficiency will increase after we hit these sections with 120 kilometers per hour. So we're still not even halfway through the range test, but the efficiency is very promising. I just want to give you some. Currently I'm using actually the Zeekr Pilot, which is the autonomous highway driving for this car, which is actually pretty good. This is the same system that is on the Zeekr 001, but I think it's way better. It drives better, it's more smooth, and it doesn't bug you all the time to put your hands on the steering wheel. So as you can see right now, I'm not putting my hands on the steering wheel, and it's totally fine, and it's driving. As you can see, it's changing the speed limit based on the signs on the highway. And the other thing also we have here is, instead of having the maps, your GPS software, as well as your LiDAR screen, they integrated everything into the maps. So as you can see right here, this is your maps, this is your GPS navigation software, and also you can see the cars on the same screen. So it's different. So in terms of driving comfort, I think this car, despite being the standard version, so this car does not have the air suspension, but it still drives really well. Like, you know, it's very comfortable on the highway. And okay, maybe it's not as sophisticated as the Zeekr 001 with the, you know, air suspension, but for a standard suspension, this is very comfortable. And the other thing that I noticed as well is the noise level on this car. Actually, I think the reason is being like, this is very quiet actually. You don't have any tire noise. And I think the reason is because this car is running on Michelin tires instead of the, you know, the Continental on the 001. So the noise level for the tires on this car is very minimal. So all you have is wind noise, but not much actually. The wind noise is on the top of the car, but you don't have wind noise from the sides, which is actually really, really good. All right, so it's time. I need to change the direction for the highway, and yeah, so we're at 72 kilometers since we started our test, and we keep going. Efficiency is down to 14.5 because I'm slowing down since I'm gonna be changing the highway. All right, so let's keep going and see how it goes, how the efficiency goes after we hit these sections of the highway where the speed limit increases to 120. As the speed limit increases, as you can see on this highway, this section of the highway, actually we can drive at 120. So the efficiency consumption went up from 14.7, 14.6 to 15.1. So as the speed limit increased, so obviously we still have around 33 kilometers. So where the whole section will be the limit will be at 120 kilometers. So that would probably affect the consumption, but after that we will have another 30 kilometers of 100 kilometers speed limit. So we'll see the final number for the consumption, but so far it's sitting around 15.2, increase from 14.7 as the speed limit increased. So as we come into the end of this 120 kilometers speed limit section, I just want to show the increase in consumption. So basically the current efficiency is at 15.5. So probably increased almost by 1 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers for the efficiency. Still have, I'll be switching to another highway just in 100 meters, and the next highway will be limited at 120 till the end of the test. So we still have around 33 kilometers left, and we have done 145. In terms of battery, it's down to 66%, and the range is showing here at 451. So remember, we started at 650 battery. We started at 95%, and we're down to 66. All right, so let's keep going and let's see what are the final numbers for the consumption. So far it's promising, so probably it's gonna be around 15, but since the next highway section is gonna be limited to 100 kilometers per hour, maybe the consumption would come down a little bit. Right, so we're back to the same point where we started, and this is the end of the range test. So basically we did a 180 kilometers in 2 hours and 1 minute. Probably 2 hours. I just parked like a minute ago. And then the efficiency here, as you can see, it's at 15.4 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. Just to confirm the battery level, it's at 59%. Remember, we started at 95. And then the range here, it's we still have 404, and remember that we started at 650. So based on these numbers, actually, so remember this car has a 75 kilowatt hour battery, and based on these numbers, so probably this car can do in real world range, okay, so 15.4, that's so that's 154 watts per kilometer. So with 75 kilowatt hour, probably this car can do 485 kilometers in real world range. All right, so this is the end of this test, and just to give you other, I think this car drives really well on the highway, and the autopilot on the highway, I think it's way better, even though these cars are running on the same system, which is Zeekr autopilot. But I found that the autopilot on this car is way better than the 001. I'm not sure why, but that's just my feeling. And also, I think the driving position on this car, especially when it comes to, the position of my elbow here, holding the steering wheel. Again, this is, I think it's better compared to, what I'm used to on my own car, which is the Zeekr 001. I think the reason is because this hump here is higher, so it fits exactly where you want it when you're driving on highway. And also the same thing for the other hand, when it is sitting on the on the door, the rest arm here. Also on the highway, I think this car drives, and the noise level on this car is really minimal. Especially the tires are really quiet. We have some wind noise, but not that much. Compared to the 001, the tires on that car make a lot more noise. And the suspension on this car, even being the regular suspension without no adaptive damping and adjustable height, I think it still rides really well on highway, and it gives you really a very comfortable ride on a highway. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.